Well, my fifth most memorable Test innings in Australia was a little master, Sachin Tendulkar, at the SCG 2004. We'd actually bowled really well to him through the series, and we got him out cover driving quite a few times, caught behind a corner with slips, and he actually said, "I'm not going to play a cover drive in this next entire innings." Well, we went to Sydney, he got 241, and trust me, he didn't play a cover drive. He wore our bowlers down. Every time they got straight, he worked them through mid-wicket or punched them down the ground, played really well off the back foot.
Beautiful. You don't run for that.
He just showed, one, he was a classy player, had every shot in the book, but he's also very disciplined as well. So it was a sensational innings from someone that was under a little bit of pressure at the time.
And there it is. And that's a comeback 100, if you can use that phrase for one of the greatest players the world has ever seen. 100 for Sachin Tendulkar.
My fourth most memorable Test innings in Australia was Kevin Pietersen, 227 at the Adelaide Oval in 2010. Now, he was like to be called the Big Show, and he certainly played that way as well.
Pulled away for four. Pietersen down the wicket he goes. It's over the top. I think he was trying to hit that relatively straight.
Beautiful Adelaide Oval pitch. Anytime you over pitched, he banged you down the ground or through the covers, and when you dragged down, he was willing to play a pull shot as well.
Oh, he's took that away. That was fruit for the sideboard. It was short, it was in the zone, and he's gone bang.
Very good player of fast bowling, very good player of spin bowling.
Now he uses his feet, he uses them beautifully. Oh, and puts him up on the hill.
Super innings, breath of fresh air really for English cricket to see someone come out and play the way that he did, and he turned out to be one of England's best ever Test players.
Pietersen over his bat now on 199.
Mid-off and mid-on are up. It's a full toss. He takes a single, the shot, the stumps misses, and Pietersen raises them. His second Test double century.
My third most memorable Test innings in Australia was actually Michael Clarke against South Africa in Adelaide 2012. He made 230. This is when Michael Clarke was at the absolute peak of his powers.
Oh, it's just a joy to watch.
Oh, there's a man who's in good touch.
I remember him hitting Morne Morkel off the front foot back over his head, and that was not an easy thing to do. Morne Morkel was bowled close to 150 k's an hour.
Oh, how good is that?
Michael Clarke was in that sort of form that any time he over-pitched, he just launched him back down the ground. It was some of the cleanest hitting, cleanest batting that you'll ever see. He actually got the runs really quickly as well. I think he got 230 off about 250 balls, so a very, very memorable innings for Michael Clarke.
He works it, and that'll do it. Michael Clarke goes into the history books. 4 scores of 200 or more in a Test match in 2012. And everyone is quite rightfully on their feet.
My second most memorable innings in Australia goes to Brian Lara, 226, 2005 at the Adelaide Oval once again. It's a pretty good place to bat, the Adelaide Oval. This one's memorable for me for a number of reasons. Early on when he came into bat, I remember walking past him and saying, "Brian, play a shot at least, get on with it, you're boring us all out here." Well, in the next hour and a half, he got about 150 and really turned the screws on the Australian team. The thing I loved about Brian Lara was the way that he could manipulate the fields. Against the best quicks, he'd find a way to score behind point. When the spinners come on, he's probably the best player of spin that I've ever seen.
There's that one-handed sweep, and this time, take that. Always had a go at that one as well. That's what happens.
Goes for it. It's beaten the man, square leg. Well, that will do it. 8 scores of 200 or more for Brian Lara.
At the end of that game, he actually presented me with his Test shirt and said, "Dear Ricky, thanks for saying what you had to say. It really spurred me on." So thanks, Brian. It was a very memorable day. But my most memorable 100 in Australia goes to Adam Gilchrist. Just his second Test match, 1999, down in Hobart, 149 odd out. Now the thing about this was, it was a match-winning 100.
That's a good shot. Gilchrist is a very, very aggressive player.
That one's absolutely smacked through mid-wicket. Straight into the gap once again.
It was the last innings of the game. We were down and out. Australia were beaten. He found an ally in Justin Langer. They built a great partnership together.
Oh, and that one short and hit away beautifully. Straight down the ground, that'll be it. What a beautiful shot. It's running away down towards the deep, long-off boundary. Into the fence it goes, and that is a superb century. Wonderfully played, his first in his career.
For someone to play that way, take the responsibility of his team on his shoulders and get his team across the line with an absolutely brilliant innings against a very good attack as well, it has to be said. Definitely the best innings that I've seen in Australia.
The relief of the victories in sight, and the Pakistanis are gone.
And that is it. That is the winning run. The Australians have pulled off what I think is one of the finest victories I've ever seen in Test cricket. Superb performance.